We have been seeing some pretty big announcements happening around Hedera, some very large changes, some very large milestones, just a lot of news in general. And in this video, I want to break everything down, really kind of go in depth on it, and give you guys my opinion as well. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those who are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. Now, I don't think that I need to even mention a lot of the drama that did happen back in April into May with the BlackRock announcement and all of the stuff happening, all the drama and things like that. I've given you guys my opinion on that so many times over. But now we got some pretty big announcements happening around some changes happening within the HBAR Foundation, but also even around Hedera. Now, I did give you guys my thoughts back in the end of July. I said I feel like HBAR could be in the top 10 right now if they started catering to the retail crowd. Provide funding, 100 million plus HBAR to retail focused projects, launch a marketing campaign targeting retail, bring Web3 centered companies onto the GC that will actually build on the network. These are just three options that would greatly impact the network in such a positive way and set the stage for HBAR to move into the top 10. I understand that Hedera wants to be the #1 DLT of choice for enterprise, but let's be real here. We are still some time away from utilization at scale. Now is the time to focus on retail initially and pivot to enterprise later. Now, this was one of my major thoughts around Hedera. I've also given you guys my insights on the fact that, yes, compensation at the HBAR Foundation was just ridiculous. And that was one of the biggest arguments that everyone did have around the HBAR Foundation. And we're going to get to that here in a second, but I also want to give you guys an insight on how the HBAR Foundation has been listening to retail, which is a big plus one. Over here we have, for more network data transparency, say hi to HBAR Insights. This was how they were really kind of targeting the transparency argument that everyone did have regarding Hedera. I think that this was great to see. This was one major change that we did see from the HBAR Foundation. Beyond that, we also got the new pilot program, increases grant giving transparency, clarity, and collaboration. Again, I would have liked to see a little bit more from this, but this is a good change. Now, this was the initial commitment of 10 million HBAR in support that eligible teams can apply for. Now, like I said, I do think that 10 million HBAR is good to start, but I think that we need a little bit more incentivization for the retail side of Hedera. But outside of that, don't really have any more arguments beyond that. I think that they've been doing a good job so far with some of their announcements. But the biggest thing that we saw changed was the announcement from the HBAR Foundation that Shane Higdon is stepping down from his position as CEO effective August 31st. The Foundation's senior leadership team will continue to manage day-to-day operations, ensuring that all ongoing initiatives remain on track. The HBAR Foundation remains committed to the continuous evolution, progress, and ongoing support of the Hedera ecosystem. And I think that this was incredible. Listen, we've talked about it on multiple occasions on what was happening, what was going on. And I even said over here, very good decision from the HBAR Foundation side. They are finally listening to the community. Dare I say, let HBAR breathe, because I'm sure that you guys are aware that there was speculation that Shane Higdon was actually dumping on retail, that he was pretty much pumping HBAR through some announcements, through some of his posts, and then all of a sudden we were starting to see selling pressure from his wallet. Again, we don't know how much confirmation there is behind that, but that's exactly what the speculation was. And then from that point on, there was a lot of conflict within the community. And that's what led us down to this. But I do think that it's great that they are listening to the community. And I do think that this is actually very good, to be honest with you guys. From my point of view, I think that the amount of compensation for what we were seeing from Shane Higdon and a few other individuals was really not worth it. Now, another individual that did get scolded from this was the HBAR Bull. Now, I actually don't agree with this one. I believe that the HBAR Bull was making about roughly 100,000 per year, which wasn't too crazy in my opinion for what they were doing for Hedera. You got to remember that the HBAR Bull has been around for a while. In fact, he was there from inception, I believe. And a lot of the content that was being pushed from the HBAR Bull was very, very informative, very incredible as well. And I have to say that If there is one individual around this space that deserves a lot of praise for not only Hedera's success, but also the growth, it is the HBAR Bull. And it's simply because of not only all the interviews, but all the content, everything that we see from the HBAR Bull has been nothing but incredible. So I do hate to see the fact that they really kind of let him go from the HBAR Foundation team. I don't support it. I don't think that that was a good thing, but it is one thing that I would say was going to happen because of all of the speculation happening, everything that was happening around, compensation. Is it worth it? But I do think that $100,000, I think it was like $100,000 paid outside of HBAR. Maybe it was paid in HBAR. I might be wrong on that. I don't know the specifics, but I don't think that that was too bad in terms of compensation for the value that the HBAR Bull did provide. But he is also one that got let go. Same with Shane. Outside of this, though, let's talk about a few things that are happening around Hedera that are very positive. Because again, I do think that this is a very positive thing for Shane. Sucks to see the HBAR Bull get let go. But outside of this, let's talk about this. So 60 billion mainnet transactions have now officially been processed on Hedera. And in fact, you know what's crazy about this? If we go back to the time where Hedera announced 10 billion transactions, 20 billion transactions, 30 billion transactions, if you go and look at the transactions on the network, the live ones, it was right around the same amount. They announced 60 billion transactions on August 29th. Guys, we're at 60, almost 7 billion transactions on the mainnet. That's crazy. So we're celebrating 60 billion. We're about to hit 70 billion on Hedera. Wild. Now, if we actually go over here to Metrica, we could see that year to date, almost 30 billion transactions have been processed. If we go to the last week, 1.12 billion. If we go to the last month, 4.84 billion, almost 5 billion in the last month alone. Last 3 months. So in one quarter, almost 14 billion transactions. Crazy stuff. Now, another major thing that I have been focused on, which I'm sure that you guys are aware of, is account growth, because this shows us not only active accounts on the network, but it also shows us the account growth in general. 709.8K created accounts, 450.6K active accounts. Very significant. And if we go to the year to date, we could check out the account growth here. It's going to take a little bit to load, but 1.7 million active accounts, 2.25 million created accounts. Again, love to see the growth of Hedera, not just transactional wise, but also account wise. I think that Hedera is now in the spotlights of retail heavily. But also the quarter 2 2024 report did get released by Masari Crypto, and we have some great breakdowns here. So number one, revenue in USD up 26%. And I do think that, and I don't want to make a joke, but we got to kind of make light of the situation. I do think that I think that Shane Higdon being let go, I think that this is going to definitely increase revenues greatly. But also average daily transactions up 46%, average daily account creation up 31% as well. And over here we have the full breakdown. In quarter 2, Hedera experienced quarter-over-quarter growth across many key metrics, including revenue in USD up 26%, revenue in HBAR up 19%, average daily transactions up 46%, average daily created accounts up 31%. Now we also have HBAR's circulating market cap decreased by 29% quarter over quarter to 2.7 billion due to, of course, the market itself. However, its market cap amongst all tokens rose 6 spots from 36 to 30, outperforming similarly priced crypto assets. I actually think that right now, as we really kind of look at this, HBAR is sitting at spot number 42. Market cap wise, 1.8 billion. Now, if we go over here, announced in May, the HBAR Foundation launched a DeFi TVL growth initiative. As part of the initiative, 100 million HBAR was allocated to Hedera's on-chain DeFi economy in order to amplify awareness about Hedera's DeFi ecosystem, accelerate access to DeFi products on Hedera, and catalyze liquidity and activity on Hedera as well. Archix, a digital asset exchange protocol that utilizes Hedera tokenized shares of the BlackRock ICS US Treasury Fund. This partnership showcases Hedera as an ideal blockchain for RWAs. Again, lovely quarter. It was great, and I do think that this next quarter is going to be even better, in my opinion. Now, also, Hashgraph did give us a little bit more of an in-depth view. Here we have the key metrics as well. We can see the financials. So in quarter 2 of 2024, the circulating market cap, circulating supply, and the revenue is here. The revenue itself, 1.4 million. Not too bad considering quarter 4 of 2023 was at 1.6 million. It's almost the greatest quarter for revenue on Hedera. Love to see that. Now, also the network itself, we could see the average daily transactions from quarter 3 of 2023 as well versus where we are at now. Also, almost one of the best quarters for transactional volume. Active daily active addresses, or average daily active addresses, sorry. This is sitting at 10.6K. Not too crazy considering 16.8K back in quarter 1 of 2024 and also quarter 2 of 2023. And then also percentage of total supply staked. This did drop significantly. Again, this could be due to the market performance. A lot of people on staking to sell off and things like that. This really kind of started in quarter 1 of 2024. I would argue that the major drop started back in quarter 3 into quarter 4 of 2023 as well. DeFi TVL also growing. If we go back to quarter 2, quarter 3, and even quarter 4 of 2023, but versus quarter 1 of 2024, it's a pretty significant drop. Again, this is due to the fact that the overall market dropped. So the amount in terms of TVL also dropped significantly with that. But DEX volume has been very significant. Not the same as quarter 1 of 2024. Again, trading during quarter 1 of 2024 was a lot more significant, but 4.4 million, still very, very good. Stablecoin market cap, 10.2 million, right around the 11.6 million back in quarter 1 of 2024. Average daily transactions rebounded and increased 46%. We could see the growth here as well in terms of that. Love to see that. Average daily created accounts experienced a large increase in quarter 2, up 31% quarter over quarter from 8.4K to 11.1K. One major driver of activity on Hedera is Karate Combat. And yes, they've been absolutely killing it. Here we could actually see the full breakdown of created accounts and active addresses as well. So overall, pretty strong quarter for Hedera. Very bullish as well. I'm actually very excited about the future of Hedera. Now, one thing that I will say, and one thing that I have been focused on around Hedera is also developers. Developers have been growing significantly. I haven't checked out DeFi Llama in a while, but we are going to go over to that in a second. So here we have it. And if we actually go to the commits and core developers, we could see that this is still on the rise. Now, commits did hit an all-time high on June 1st. Sitting at about 13.35 thousand. Right now, 4.73K. But developers still very strong. Guys, well over 100 plus active devs. If we compare this to, for an example, like Solana, which we can find Solana here. Let's go to Solana real quick and just take a quick look at why this is very important to focus on. Look at Solana. So in terms of Solana, active devs, commits significantly dropping off. If we go to Ethereum as well, let's go to core developers and commits as well. We could see this. It's going to take a little bit to load real quick. So here we have it. Again, active developers 369. So as we do really kind of compare that to Hedera, it's a very important metric to focus on. And if you did look at any of these other ones as well, you could really kind of see that. But for the most part, it's the number one reason why I always kind of focus on Hedera around active developers and even commits. Compared to some of these other top chains, you can clearly see that Hedera is, a big rival. They're becoming a big competitor. Now, I don't like to look at this space as competition, but it just kind of goes to show you how overlooked Hedera is right now, and why I do think that a lot of use cases are still in progress around Hedera, probably a lot of DeFi use cases as well. DeFi itself definitely has been growing. We now have 9 protocols on the DeFi space for Hedera. And I do think that a lot of these are set to grow significantly once the market does rebound and as we do start to see retail coming back in a large way as well, which I'm anticipating as we do kind of get into the later months of this year and as we do start to see the market rebound. But with that in mind, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.